Hi everyone, welcome back to Mademoiselle Tarot. I'm going to be delving into the Samantha Murphy case again. We had an updated press conference yesterday, and there's a few things I want to go over and try to delve into the mind of the police at the moment and what they're really thinking and feeling about this case. Now, there was a few angles they seem to be going on. In my last reading, it did come up that it could have been an accident. She may have been hit by a drug driver. It could also be somebody that they know through their work and in the community that works or that actually drinks at the local pub. Somebody that they know or that she may have known. And it has come to light now that in fact they were looking at possibly it being a hit and run kind of scenario. But now, and they actually did research the other place that they'd already searched, which was a township up, I believe, in Mount Clear. Brought about by some of her phone data. So what I'm wanting to know, because in this press conference they were talking about now family, friends and work colleagues are all, of course, people of interest, but are any suspects? So I'm first going to ask whether or not they believe. Now, there's been a lot of rumour going around about the husband being involved. So I will be delving into whether or not the police believe that he is involved, whether they do believe it was an accident, whether they believe that it is work-related. There was also a question about a bikie gang. So whether or not a bikie gang could have been involved. So let's get started. So the first question is, do they believe that it was an accident? What are their true thoughts? Now keep in mind that this is a tarot reading. It's all alleged, not fact. Do they believe that it was an accident? Do they believe that it was an accident? Do they believe that it was an accident? Okay, starting off with the Knight of Wands. Do they believe? The Lovers. Do they believe that it was an accident? What are the police thinking? Now keep in mind that whatever they are thinking at the moment can change. It can change overnight depending on what evidence they come up with or can come up with. So do they believe that it was an accident? Okay, we have the Knight of Wands, the Lovers, the Magician in reverse. Two more cards, please. Do the police believe that it was an accident? Thank you. We have the Eight of Cups and the Chariot. Okay, so they do believe that it could have possibly been an accident. This is one scenario that they are seriously looking into. They believe that there's more than one involved here and that her body had been moved. And we have the Chariot here, which is the car. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups talks about walking away. And the Magician in reverse is about manipulation. So to me, this is saying that one of the scenarios that they are looking into is that her body has been moved, manipulated, the situation has been manipulated by more than one person, and that she may have been hit by a car here. Okay. So that's one scenario they definitely are looking into. But they do believe... Okay, I'm going to use clarifiers for this to try to dig in to see whether or not they have any evidence of this at all, or anything that makes them think that. What would make them believe that there's more than one person? See, we have the Knight of Wands. That's a quick in and out energy. So let's see. Go further into this scenario. Why is this Knight of Wands? Give me more on the Knight of Wands. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is talking about a lack of resources here. A Knight of Wands, which is a quick in and out energy. So they believe that it may have happened too quick and they may not have been able to pick up any resources here in regards to an accident. So they may not have found any evidence in regards to the actual accident. Why do they think there's more than one? Why do they think there's more than one here? The Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups talks about family. The Ten of Cups also talks about, in true crime readings, a gang, a group of people that like to call each other family. So this could possibly mean that they believe that there may have been a group of people in the car. There may have been more than one person in the car if this is what has happened. Okay, Magician in reverse. What's this Magician in reverse? Talking about manipulation. We have the Six of Swords. Now the Six of Swords talks about traveling, moving out of choppy waters into smooth waters. So they may believe that, yes, her body had been manipulated and moved and taken somewhere else by a group of people, more than one. Okay, Eight of Cups. Why is this Eight of Cups here? We have the Judgment. Yeah, they had the Judgment. They believed that if it was an accident, there was more than one of them in the car, could have been a group of people that have moved her body. They made the judgment call to walk away from the ratifications. Walking away from getting themselves into trouble here. The judgment call. Stopping themselves from getting into trouble. Moving away from the trouble, getting out of trouble here. And give me more on the Chariot. More on the Chariot. We have the Queen of Swords and the Chariot. Now, the Queen of Swords, she's all about truth. They've put her in the car to avoid the truth coming out. There may also be, they may believe that there could also be a feminine energy here as well. There may have been a couple in the car. Okay, so I'll go on to the next question about the husband. Do they believe that the husband could have anything to do with this? Do the police believe the husband could have anything to do with this? Okay, we have the Page of Cups. Now, that's my alibi card. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Judgment. Oh, under the Judgment. Okay, one more card for the husband, please, Spirit. What is their thoughts about the husband? Give me thoughts on the husband. What do the police think about the husband? Thank you, Spirit. The Fool. Okay, well, it seems to me that he has an alibi. The Eight of Pentacles is showing work. So he has an alibi that he was at work that day. The Ace of Cups is showing an emotional force. He may have actually showed some emotion to the police. So they believe that there is an emotional force here with the husband. They do believe that he actually cares. But the alibi at work, they've kind of decided that okay, I don't know how to say this nicely. I think they've kind of decided that he's a bit of an idiot. But he does have an alibi here. But this is their thoughts on the husband. Okay, I'll be clarifying. Give me the Page of Cups. My alibi card. Offered his alibi, gave his alibi. Seven of Swords. Now the Seven of Swords is deception, liar, steal, a cheater. So they may believe that something is a bit off about him. And that the alibi that he gave, maybe he was on his own. So the alibi that he's given doesn't quite cover it in some way. The Deception card. So they are open to believing that he could be lying here. So even though he has provided an alibi that he was at work, he may have been on his own. Okay. Ace of Cups. The Five of Pentacles in reverse. Now the Five of Pentacles talks about hard times, ill health, rejection, and it's in reverse. So they believe that they don't believe that there was a problem, or they haven't found anything that there was a problem with their marriage. They haven't found that. It's like their marriage was in a good place. Well, they can't find anything any different to believe that there would be a reason for him to do it. They may also be looking into a scenario where she was actually seeing somebody else, but there doesn't seem to be any kind of ill health, rejection, or the fact that she was going to leave him. There doesn't seem to be any of that. Give me more on the Eight of Pentacles. Now this talks about his work. We have the Four of Wands. Now that's the House card. Work, house. Okay. Now one thing that comes to mind with me is that they may be looking, apparently they live in like a multi-million-dollar house or something, and they may be looking into the reason his work and whether or not there's any criminal activity at his work. They may believe that there's a scenario, although they're not looking at him himself, I believe that they're looking into his work and whether there's any criminal activity at his work. I think they're wondering how a panel beater is able to afford a multi-million-dollar house, a panel beater in Ballarat. Okay. More on the Judgement. King of Cups. No, they do believe. I don't believe that their judgment is that he was a good husband. He loved his wife. They are convinced of this. But there's something to do with his work and the house. They're questioning here. Now, the King of Cups, their judgment of him, of the King of Cups, he's a loving man. He's wise, he's calm, he's caring, he's tolerant. And that's the judgment call they've made about him as a husband. Although they do believe he's a bit of an idiot, so why is this fool here? King of Pentacles. He may be dealing with somebody that he's making a lot of money through in regards to his cars. Maybe she was going to come out with the truth somehow. Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn the light on. It's a bit late now, but sorry. Pull it down so you can see the cards a bit better. Sorry about that. Okay. So it seems I was going to ask a separate work question, but it seems to me that that's all come up with Mick. They're wondering how they could afford a multi-million-dollar house on the wage that he is on as a panel beater. They believe that he could be they're going to be looking into some criminal activity where he's making a lot of money through somebody here. Some sort of, like some sort of racket, some sort of organised crime. So that's the second scenario they're looking into. Okay. So what search warrants, like how many people of interest have they got in mind? What their search warrants, they're sending out search warrants. Give me more information on what they're could have to do. If they're sending search warrants, they may search his work property. They may also search some of his work colleagues. I believe they may be looking into some work colleagues here. Okay, give me the scenario of Are they hiding anything from us? Are they hiding anything from us? We have the Knight of Cups. So this is a friend. So they may be looking into some friends as well. Five of Wands, conflict. Whether or not there's conflict with any friends here. There may have been some conflict that they know of that they're not telling anyone about. What the police are thinking right now. We have the Empress. That's the victim card. Motherly figure. That's showing Samantha, I believe. Samantha could have been involved with some conflict. And we have the High Priestess and the Three of Swords. Okay, so they are looking into whether or not Samantha was involved with any third party here. Whether or not she was having an affair. Whether there was conflict between her and a lover. That's what they're hiding from us. They're looking into that scenario as well. Okay. So give me the Knight. Why is the Knight of Cups here? So it looks like they're still looking into a few scenarios. Give me more on this Knight of Cups. We have the Five of Wands again, next to the Five of Wands. Yeah, they're wondering whether or not she's had some sort of falling out with a... another friend here that she may have. Third party. Okay, give me more on the Five of Wands. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the Ace of Pentacles in my true crime readings is all about evidence. Now, evidence could be dropping, evidence dropping, or no evidence of a conflict. It may just have been an extra scenario that they were looking into that may have been, give me more on the Empress, that may have been of interest here. So they are looking at every angle by the look of it. We have the Six of Wands, the Empress, and the Six of Wands. Now the Six of Wands obviously talks, it's about the public here, and about Samantha, the public. Yes, they're hiding this from the public. Not something that they're talking about. More on the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is a non-action, an unconscious awareness, a mystery. This also talks about the mystery. So, yeah, seems like they're still not really sure which scenario to look into here. Okay. Give me more on the High Priestess. She who knows but doesn't speak. We have the Strength in reverse. And she who knows but doesn't speak. Keeping her mouth shut. Now the Strength upright talks about strength, patience, compassion, soft control, taming the beast. In reverse. Out of control. Okay, so looking into whether or not, yeah, she was doing things untowards with a third party. Give me more on the Three of Swords. This is about a third party that they're looking into, I believe. Three of Wands, exploring. Yeah, they're exploring. They're still exploring their options here, by the look of it. There are still a few scenarios that they're looking into. Now, I will just recap here. Now, keep in mind that this is what the police are diving into at this time. Things can change overnight if any evidence drops. So they are looking into, they definitely do believe that it could be a hit and run. That could be one scenario. They do believe that if that was the case, there would be more than one person in the car. For some reason, they're believing that there was more than one person in the car that moved her body because they panicked and basically don't want to get into trouble with what happened here. Now, the second scenario with Mick, her husband, I don't believe they actually feel like at this time that he had anything to do with her death. I do believe that they're wondering, they're questioning the house and the work. How do they afford a multi-million-dollar house with the wage of a panel beater in Ballarat? He does have, he did offer his alibi, but he may have been on his own, so they're not sure. I do believe they think that there's some criminal activity going on at work and they're going to explore connections at work of where they could be making this money from. Could be some sort of organised racket going on here with the cars. Lie's still a cheater. They may believe that he has something to do with stolen cars. So that's the next scenario they'll be looking into, and they're trying to work out whether or not there was some sort of conflict with a third party, whether she was having an affair, whether or not she was hiding having an affair. They are keeping this from the public. But that's another scenario that they're looking into. There may be some sort of evidence to show that she had some sort of conflict with a third party. And they are exploring every angle on that situation as well. So at this time, they are looking into a few things. It looks like there's going to be a few search warrants going on here. And I do believe that there will be search warrants at the house. There'll be search warrants at the work. There may be search warrants in regards to some gang members, perhaps. And maybe a personal friend that they believe that she may... There's a third party they believe that could have... They're exploring it. They're exploring that. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say with that. That's definitely what's being hidden here. So I'd just like to ask one last question. Now, there are 3 possible scenarios here. That they're looking into. Are they on the right track with any of these? Are they on the right track? All right, give me 3 cards. Are they on the right track? We have the 9 of Swords. Oh, okay, well, a lot's going on in their heads at the moment. It's keeping them up at night. They're actually worrying about things. I don't know. Are they on the right track here? It's like they have reached a lot of dead ends. They've come to a lot of dead ends. The Hangman in reverse. Now, the Hangman upright is seeing a new perspective on things. So it's like they have their scenarios, and these are the ones that they're looking into. And they're not going to let this go. Now, the Hangman is all about letting go in reverse. They're not going to let this go. Although they've reached a lot of dead ends at the moment, they're continuing to move forward into what they believe could have happened here. Give me one more card. Are they on the right track? The Strength. Patience. So they know it's not going to happen overnight. They know that they've had to put a lot of work in place here. They've come to a lot of dead ends. But they're not going to give up, and they're going to have patience and continue to move forward with the investigation. And these are the 3 main scenarios that they're looking at right at this time. Okay. As I said, keep in mind that energies do change. Who knows? And they could come across something tomorrow and everything's blown out of the water. But in my first reading, I straight off the bat said that it was a drug driver. She was hit by a drug driver. May have been somebody that she knew through work. They've panicked and put her in the car, moved her body. But they are actually looking into some other scenarios as well. So I shall leave the reading there. If you liked, please like and subscribe. Love and light.